we are getting ready to truly, truly, truly start this action. Come on, everybody, just gather around. If you're here, come close. I want to see your faces, your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful faces. Hey, Sean. Hey. Sean is a member of the LA Hub. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. Now, we've been here for more than 24 hours by this point. My voice is very nearly dead, but that's all right, because the mood of what is happening today is going to be a little different than yesterday's action, all right? I am so happy to see all of y'all out here again. It has been quite a ride. From Senator Feinstein thinking she can co-opt this action by saying, I support a civilian climate corps, without stating very specifically the demands that we want, and then sending down one of her staffers to make us believe that she's actually listening, when what that staffer really did was come down here and insult the integrity of this movement. Now, it's all right. We already know what we're here to fight for. We got 3 demands. The first one, no climate, no deal. Say it, everybody, no climate, no deal. One more time, no climate, no deal. Senator Feinstein, you can't compromise with a bunch of Republican insurrectionists and think that you can get away with an infrastructure package that doesn't have climate at the forefront. Yeah. The second demand, meet with your constituents. Say it with me, meet with your constituents. We are the future. Some of us are voters right now, and some of us will be voters by 2024. So understand, Dianne Feinstein, your time is running up. You don't have that much time left to convince us that you should be in that office for very much longer. So what you must do is meet with the people who either elected you or will go on to vote in the next election, because regardless, you still represent us in a state of 40 million people. And finally, the third demand, which is to support and co-sign a fully funded civilian climate corps in the model of Ed Markey and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. $132 billion, and I want every penny. We have 3 demands. I just told you what they are. And we're going to continue to be out here until Feinstein responds. This is just a warning shot, by the way, because we will escalate. Now, I'm glad again to see so many people out here today. This action is going to be amazing. We got an amazing band who will be playing some great music for us. We've got some great speakers, including candidates or people who are very powerful in the climate movement. I will be introducing one of them quite soon. We also have our amazing support, all the people behind the cameras and those of us who are live tweeting. I want to give a shout out to each and every one of them who have helped make this action possible today. Come on, let's give them a round of applause. Move over here. And then the last thing I want to do is say that we are going to continue to be out here. We'll be sleeping out here for another night. As the program goes on, there will be a couple of things that we'll ask you to do. I just want to flag this right now. If you have not signed the media release waiver, please do so now. You can go over here to find a little more information about that, but please do so because we do not want to have to blot out your beautiful faces. All right, without further ado, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce one of the most amazing climate activists I have ever met. They spoke at climate strikes from 2018 and far and beyond, and they have been in this fight for quite a minute. The first time I met them was actually at a Fire Drill Friday, you know, the ones that Jane Fonda's been doing way, way back before COVID started. And I was just honored and in awe to be in their presence. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome up to the mic Kevin J. Patel, who will be speaking on what we are doing here today. Come on now.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. First of all, I just want to commend everyone that stayed over 24 hours today and for tomorrow as well. I just, that is amazing. do apologize. I haven't slept for 24 hours either. This movement never sleeps, right? But I just want to say, Senator Dianne Feinstein has failed us as young people, as people of California, right? She does not support a bold climate plan. We need a bold climate plan for not only California, but for this nation. Her inaction is injustice.
Yeah.
We will all remember her broken promises. But she needs to take responsibility for the messes she has made. So she needs to start accepting no climate, no deal, right? Yeah. All of our demands, because we need bold climate solutions, not only here in California, but in Washington, D.C., all over our nation. And she can't keep expecting us kids to clean up her messes, right?
That's right.
I will say one last thing. Taxpayer dollars should fund a livable future, not climate change, nor climate or environmental destruction. So I would just want to, again, take this time to say pass a bold civilian climate accord, no climate, no deal, and pass a bold civilian climate accord, y'all. Come on.
Thank you so much, Kevin. That was amazing. You really spoke to the reason as to why Dianne Feinstein's time is really coming up. Hello? Come on. All right. Before we continue with the program, we're going to make a few quick changes. Listen to ad. All right, thank you everybody for that quick adjustment. Next up, we will be doing a chant, so I will be passing the mic back to our amazing chant lead, Reese.
Hey guys, so the reason why we're out here is to pass a fully funded civilian climate corps, and the reason why we're doing this is for the air we breathe, for the water we drink, for the people we love, a CCC, okay? For the air we breathe, for the water we drink, for the people we love, a CCC. For the air we breathe, for the water we drink, for the people we love, a CCC. For the air we breathe, for the water we drink, for the people we love, a CCC. For the air we breathe, for the water we drink, for the people we love, a CCC. For the air we breathe, for the water we drink, for the people we love, a CCC. For the air we drink, for the water we drink, for the people we love, a CCC.
Child, I've been out here for over 24 hours. Don't get mad at me because I messed up the chant. All right, so thank you again for that amazing chant, Reese. Let's give her another round of applause. And by the way, Reese has been another one of the folks who have been here overnight, so I'm just amazed that Reese still has the voice, first of all, but also that they still have the energy to keep moving this action forward. One more time. Woo! All right. You can lead a chant? Yeah. All right, we're going to welcome up Sean, who is a member of the LA Hub, to lead a chant. Woo!
All right, you all, Sean, that's my name. We all know this one. Okay, so just get into it. Here we go. Can we get a band on the drums? Can we get someone on the drums? He's on here? All right,
All right, we can clap.
Forget your perfect offering. Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
Ring the bells that still can ring.
There is a crack in everything.
There's a crack in everything.
That's how the light gets in.
That's how the light gets in.
That's how light gets in.
That's how the light gets in.
Woo!
talking about. All right, all right. Now it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce another one of our speakers. This person is a candidate for CD15 in Los Angeles, running to replace Joe Buscaino. Now, we know Joe Buscaino is a cop, and he don't care about our lives because he takes money from fossil fuels. This candidate has fought, and when I mean fought, has fought to ensure that we all get access to a better life. I don't know what else to really say about this person who's coming up because he's just all around amazing. He is actually a sunriser, so it would be amazing to elect a sunriser to city council. Without further ado, please give a warm round of applause for candidate for City Council District 15 in Los Angeles, Bryant Odega! Woo!
Sunrisers, how are we doing tonight? Yeah. Are we tired? Yeah. Are we deterred? No. My name is Bryant Odega. Like my brother Josiah said, I'm a candidate for LA City Council, District 15, 2022. But today, I'm here as a fellow Sunriser, as part of the Los Angeles chapter. I want to talk a bit for why we're here, right in front of Senator Feinstein's office. We want a fully funded civilian climate corps. What do we want? A CCC. What do we want?
A CCC.
What do we want?
A CCC.
And when do we want it?
Now.
Now, there are some voices out there from Fox News and elsewhere who say that demanding a CCC is far left. It's too much to ask for. It's radical. But you see, here's a real news flash. The CCC is not a new idea. We've done it before. In the 1930s, President Roosevelt introduced the first CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps. The 21st century CCC, the Civilian Climate Corps, would invest in our communities. Especially the frontline communities who for too long have been neglected, like the ones where I come from. You see, in my district, we have families living poor and impacted by heavy pollution from oil wells and warehouses, from freeways crisscrossing their neighborhoods. We got folks who have to travel outside their neighborhoods, their cities, to go to more affluent places in order to access healthy, high-quality food. What I think is really radical is the fact that we got families living right next door to an oil well. And we got people who live in food deserts that, as billionaires, are making record profits and running away to space. And we got millions of Americans who are still living in poverty, who are still without a job. In the richest country in the history of the world, no person should be without a job. With all the resources that our country has, everyone should be able to access healthy, high-quality food. In the moral society, everyone, regardless of where you come from, what zip code you come from, should be able to enjoy clean air, to drink clean water, and to access healthy, high-quality food. A civilian climate corps will provide jobs for those who are jobless, will provide health care for those without, and funding for education and good-paying union jobs. This is not just a job program, however, but a vision, a new way for our government to work with the people by investing in us, by uplifting and protecting our communities. Because you see, it's not enough to just say that climate change is real. We know it. We smell it with the burning fires in the air. We feel it with the scorching heat on our skins. What we demand is climate justice. Climate justice is racial justice. Climate justice is labor justice. Is economic justice. Senator Feinstein, you are supposed to represent all residents of this state. That includes frontline communities who have been neglected for far too long. Hear us, listen to your constituents, and fight like hell for a livable future.
That's right.
Commit to a bold climate action and support a bold, progressive climate CCC like the one proposed by Senator Ed Markey and Congressman Ocasio-Cortez. What do we need?
CCC!
What do we need?
CCC!
And when do we want it?
Now!
Damn right.
I told y'all he was great, didn't I? That's somebody we need in city council. So, after that, we're gonna do another chant. Song. So, we're gonna welcome up again another warm round of applause for our amazing chant and song lead, Reese. Woo!
Number 7, we're gonna rise up because that is what we're doing. We are rising up to show Senator Feinstein that we are here and we need to pass the CCC. So we gonna rise up till it's won. We gonna rise up till it's won. When the people rise up, the powers come down. When the people rise up, the powers come down. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. We gonna rise up till it's won. We gonna rise up till it's won. When the people rise up, the powers come down. When the people rise up, the powers come down. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. Yes, for the CCC! Woo!
All right. That was a good song. Thank you for that, Reese. All right, so we're gonna have 2 speakers come up this time, not at the same time. So first I'm going to introduce our amazing next speaker. This speaker had actually spoken at one of our actions when Vice President Harris was still Senator Harris. And at this action, she really showed up. You might think that this is a small voice contained in a small body, but what we really have is a powerful voice leading the way for a future generation. And so it is my pleasure to introduce Marie, who will be speaking on this and why we're here. Come on up, Marie.
Come on, baby.
So I'll be reading a poem. It's called Every Summer. You can't hear.
You can take your and then keep the random history.
June through September, last year until November, the land of the golden sun burned. Burned with such vivacity, the sky turned apocalyptic red. I come from the Midwest, where corn and soybeans grow in rows. Each late spring, summer, the wind blows, forms turbines in the sun. Turbines intricately woven up and up and up. Each first Tuesday of the month a siren blows. I think of when my time will be up. When will the turbine suck me through its jaws? When the air was humid, moist, tornadoes' voice asserted their force to chop up the land.
Know your subject.
My time was never up, but the reminder stayed. We are dry leaves in a hurricane, at the mercy of nature's exhale breath, at the mercy of those in special sacred chairs, those with the power to shake the world. 2 years ago, I was hurled into a different world of chalked up barren land, easy to torch at the flick of a match, a careless hand, fire spreading smooth, swift as sand through open hands. Every summer, electric fire engine red flames, an alarm before the help comes. Now Portland, the whole Northwest, unusually hot, where rain should come before the flames, rather than consistency, it changes. But where does this come as a surprise for last year, for full crimson skies, truth to muffle all your lies, hope, your action lapping at the bay, in the cool breeze, the tan sun. Hope, an interesting choice, for all those very, very disturbed, flowery, pretty words sung as birds are not enough. Hope only comes from the ability to act, to weave a path out of ashes, so we can trust in you as we do in us. Muster the courage, sweep the dust of the past, the lingering filibuster. It is the hard route, the rough route, to give us an easier life, one of less stress, constant anxiety, a good life. It is only a start to part the seas, begin to take charge, watch the nature return, the flowers blooming in all their glory, a different story. How do you want to be remembered? For the fires in November, the war on nature you surrendered? I don't have a lot of hope. My hope comes from a vision, a dream blurred of the vision where justice feels as real as the grass on the ground. Do you want it as badly as I do? Or do you need to continue to dream, to see it, believe it, fight for it?
Didn't I tell y'all about a small voice and a small body, but some powerful words? Let's give it up again for Marie. Woo! All right. So next up, well, actually, before we move to the next speaker, I want to highlight this. Now, we know that what we're doing in this fight is oftentimes going to be a difficult fight. And there are those who are trying to distract us or try to make sure that we aren't focused on our goal, but we're grounded. Am I right? Yeah. We are grounded in our demands. We are grounded in targeting Senator Feinstein. We are grounded in the reason as to why we are here. So I do want to say to everybody, to those distractions, keep focused. Keep your eyes set on the mission. Ignore those who would come and attempt to make sure that this action isn't as powerful as it really truly is. People are going to come and they will try to divide and make sure that the message isn't communicated. But we ain't going to let that happen. So for any outside forces, I say to all of us on the inside, let's stay focused. Let's ignore whatever distractions there may be, and let's keep our eyes on the prize. All right? Now, I'm going to introduce our next speaker. I am so happy to introduce this next guest because we were worried we weren't going to get him, but we did. And he's about to speak to some powerful messaging. So without further ado, matter of fact, you know what? Just come on up so we can see and hear from you. Yeah, that's right. Come on now.
All right, y'all. Well, it's a real honor to be here with you guys because you guys get it, and that means a lot to me. It means the world to me, actually. I'm a climate scientist at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I'm speaking on my own behalf. Got to say that. Wish I was speaking on the behalf of our government and everything, but unfortunately we're not quite there yet. My name is Peter, and I didn't really prepare anything, didn't write anything down, but I'm struck, looking here at you guys, and then looking right beyond at all these cars, right? These cars burning gasoline, this gas station right across the street, and I guess what I wanted to say is mainly that reinforcements are coming. At least that's my view. People are starting to wake up. I didn't feel like we'd be where we are right now for at least another decade. The heat storm that just happened in the Pacific Northwest was a wake-up call for me, and I know for a lot of my scientific colleagues too. We didn't think that was coming quite so fast. We're looking at a fire season right now where we're already twice the amount of acres burned so far this year, the first 6 months of the year, as we were last year. And last year was a crazy year for fire, as you remember, here in California. It just almost killed me. I mean, I was just breathing smoke for more than a month. There's a fire a few miles from my house, and it was just, it's one thing to think about stuff that's coming, and it's another thing to be living through it, right? So I say, stay the course. I think reinforcements are coming. And meanwhile, keep pushing these old politicians that don't get it. They don't get it because they've lived their whole lives with these gas stations and these gas cars and burning fossil fuels, and that feels normal to them. And they don't see it from the perspective of young people. And that's not okay. That's a sort of intergenerational crime. That's a lack of empathy to not be able to see things from the point of view of young people today, even from the point of view of people who haven't been born yet, from the point of view of people in the global south who contributed the least to this, and I would say even from the point of view of non-humans who did nothing to deserve this. The coral reefs that are cooking, the forests that are burning up, all of the animals that live in those places that have no place to go as this planet keeps heating up. So you guys are the real deal. I think we need more direct action. We need more numbers. We need those reinforcements. We need to recruit. We need to recruit and recruit. We need to make space for everybody in this movement. Young, old, black, white, red, whatever the color, whatever the background, we need to make space for everyone. Because this is an everyone problem, and we need numbers, and we need everyone to wake up and come to this movement because everything's at stake. I don't know, it's almost hard for me to talk about this because as a climate scientist, it's just so obvious what's at stake here. And it's really frustrating to me that I have to explain it over and over to the public that, if we don't do anything, if we don't end this fucking fossil fuel industry, we're gonna lose everything, all right? So that's what's at stake, and look at these politicians. They don't stand up to the fossil fuel industry. They're bought by these corporations, and they're working for them, and that's not acceptable. And I don't know how these people, these executives, these lobbyists, and these politicians look themselves in the mirror each day and speak to their kids. I don't know what's going through their heads. So that's just my opinion. But I think y'all are heroes. I think, direct action. I think Jessica Resnicek, she's a hero. Have you heard about her? She just was sentenced to 8 years in prison for actions against the Dakota Access Pipeline. And she's also supposed to pay the fucking fossil fuel corporations $3.2 million for destruction of property. That's unbelievable. So she's basically been treated as a terrorist while these corporations are the real terrorists. They basically just keep raking in the profits, right? So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but just keep going, please keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the planet protectors, and you are on the right side of history. Thank you.
Hold on just a minute. Hold on. I think he undersold himself just a little bit. He got saying climate scientist. But we want to know a little bit about where you work. So do you think you could tell us a little bit about where you work?
Sure. Yeah. All right, so again, speaking on my own behalf, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, it is a pretty amazing place. In my opinion, it's the premier center on our planet for creating instruments that go up on satellites and then take observations of the Earth system. So they're creating the climate record. They're JPL and its satellites and the instruments that it puts on its satellites and the data that it collects and the science that it does, it's one of the main institutions that allows us to see how exactly, with precision, how the Earth system is changing, right? So we can see what the effects of all of this fossil fuel and all this deforestation and all this animal agriculture, we can see the effects of the greenhouse gases going in the atmosphere and how they're changing the ice, how they're changing the sea level, how they're changing ecosystems, how they're changing fires, how they're changing temperatures and precipitation, right? We really need satellites to see all that because the Earth is a very big place. And wherever we look, there's basically not a corner, not a little bit on this planet that isn't being affected by global heating right now. And that's the thing that's really striking to me. And I'd say also just as a mammal living on this planet, that's one of the big lessons that I learned from, all of these fires and the Pacific Northwest heat wave, which was, very far north. So this isn't just a global south issue. This is an everyone issue, and there's no safe place anymore. There's no place to escape global heating and climate breakdown anymore. And that's why we need to stand up against this deadly industry. It's time to end this. I mean, it couldn't be more obvious, right, to end the fossil fuel industry. And it just makes my head explode why the Democratic Party still subsidizes this industry. They still pay taxpayer money to this industry. It defies any logic. It defies the science. It's insane, in my opinion. So, anyway, is that good?
Listen, I told y'all he undersold himself a little bit, right? Okay. Because it is only because of some of the work that he's been doing and many of his colleagues have been doing that we have the science that justifies the reason why we're out here, right? We are living through a climate disaster. We know. But without that science to support and the evidence to demonstrate that this is a reality, we'd be lost somewhere up in the wind making claims about where our planet's burning, and then everybody would be looking at us like we're crazy. We would not have the consensus that the climate crisis is real, that climate change is real, and we need to do something about it, and that would not exist without the support of amazing climate scientists like you. So thank you so much, and let's give another round of applause. All right, now I'm gonna go back to the same person we keep on going back to because they are just an amazing person at their job. Let us welcome back to the stage, Reese!
Okay, so thanks to scientists like Peter, we have the information we need to prove to people like ExxonMobil, to prove to people like Senator Feinstein that this is a problem that we need to face, and yet they still do nothing. So this needs to be a people's movement. So we're gonna sing, the people gonna rise like the water, we're gonna face this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter singing climate justice now. The people gonna rise like the water, gonna face this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter singing climate justice now. People gonna rise like the water, gonna face this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter singing climate justice now. The people gonna rise like the water, gonna face this crisis now. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying climate justice now. Woo!
Thank you, Reese. Now I'm gonna also welcome back to the stage one of our amazing people who has helped to lead this action, who has helped to make this action come to fruition, and is one of our amazing overnighters who slept on the hard-ass ground overnight to tell Feinstein that we got demands and she better listen. So I am pleased to welcome to the stage somebody who has made all of this happen, really showed up to make this happen, Simon!
Wow, okay. Thank you, everybody. My name is Simon, and I've been here for more than 30 hours. I I went to Starbucks once, and that's about it. I've been right here. And last night, yesterday, we had dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of folks whose faces I didn't even recognize coming out here and rallying and demanding good jobs and demanding a civilian climate corps and demanding that Feinstein act. And this rally was so powerful because Sylvester and so many other people worked so hard to get press here, and we got some press, and that was so, that was so emotional for me because it showed that like we had power, and I was so excited, and I saw everyone singing, and then Nadia announced that we weren't leaving. We were so fed up with Feinstein that we weren't leaving unless she started fighting for us, or unless she flew down here herself and told us why not. And after the rally was over around 4 p.m., I was a little worried because, people were leaving, and I was worried that the few folks who signed up might not even come, and I was worried that maybe this action wouldn't be so powerful. But instead, 5 more people than we expected came and slept last night. People who came to the rally and just decided, because they saw our power and they saw our potential and they were so angry at Feinstein, that they decided that they were going to come with us. And that was so powerful for me. And to see their passion. And last night was a little bit wild. It was, we built community, and we were angry, and then we went to sleep right here on this floor, and in the morning we had a staffer come down and try and talk to us, and we know that Feinstein is scared, and that's because we're out here. And I want to thank everybody so much for coming. And we're about to have a band play. Shout out to our band, Shaman Colt. So yeah, we're gonna put down our art, and we're gonna hang out and hear this beautiful band, and that's gonna be it. So thank you everybody for coming, and please come tomorrow at 9 a.m. for our so that we can show Feinstein even more power. Thank you.
All right, everybody, remember, Sailor, we're gonna have some music. Let's vibe. This is the mood